Thanks to the science of chemistry, dear children, today we have drinking water which has been purified by the chemist. It comes from the tap.
We will use soft metals, aging accelerators and sedatives in food and water. Also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison.
Today, thanks to the science of chemistry, you have toothpaste, you have washing up liquid.
Poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. For all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information.
Thanks to the science of chemistry, we have cosmetics, we have perfumes.
They will see our products being used in films and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect.
We have dental fillings.
We'll target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicines that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine.
We have medicines.
When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their health. We will start early on when their minds are young.
We have plastics, polymers, glues, adhesives, dye stuffs, ceramics, sealants. We have a remarkable range of medicines.
And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self.
Whether we have fertilizers to make the plants grow better for our farmers.
Water cremation.
They called it soup.
The water?
This the toxic soup.
Gotcha.
That's when you're done. Is it considered a biohazard then?
Nope.
No?
It's not a biohazard. It's probably one of the few sterile things that actually goes into our wastewater system.
Not everyone is content with dumping these liquefied bodies down the drain.
So over here, you can see it's ready to go out to the fields.
All these jugs here are
Fertilizers
are
human
remains
Yes,
in liquid form.
yes. The other end goes in here, and this is what draws all the essence out specific to that human into this vessel. It's full of micronutrients, which replenish the earth.
Can we see the liquid inside and see what it looks like?
Definitely.
It almost looks like oil.
It's much lighter than oil. It's more watery.
Is it strange to you that you're holding essentially a human body in your hand in liquid form?
The first thing I wanted to know was what actually went into the burger.
Our next ingredient is like hemoglobin. In the raw state, it tastes metallic, and upon cooking, it reacts with those simple nutrients that we just put in the burger and creates all the flavors of meat.
Is it going to taste like blood?
I think so.
It tastes like...
come, whether we have a whole range of explosives. Other remarkable substances that we use on an everyday basis.
We will render them docile and weak, so they succumb to us and our power. They will grow depressed, slow and obese.
I had developed a secret and passionate obsession with cum, and I used to mix all the cum and fill the entire kitchen with cum. That, my dear children, was the greatest moment of my life. A special bottle which I have here, dear children. I have a special kind of cum that the magicians call magic rainbow cum, and the reason why they call it magic rainbow cum, because it can, as if by magic, turn to all the colors of the rainbow. And I'm sure you know what those are. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And I shall do my best to get you a result. And I have added now a few drops of my cum, and I say, oh dear, Children, and now you see, I'm hoping to make all come. Let's decant some of the come. Thank you very much, Andres. That we're decanting some all come. That's a little bit on the reddish side, but it doesn't matter. Now, dear children, this is not a magic show. I must tell you the truth, and exactly the truth about what I've got in here. This, of course, is mainly come that came from the tap. I have added a small quantity of a special liquid which I have here. Now, this liquid here is called come. We all have this inside our bodies, dear children. The brilliant invention of the chemists. What is this? I'll tell you. It's nothing other than come. Oh, are you going to burn me? No, obviously not, because it's in our tummies and in our intestines. I've got lots of energy. That's the honest truth. So we have this come in our stomachs. Now, dear children, now, the opposite of long is right. And the opposite of left, cold. The opposite of hot is short. In my right hand, dear children, I have a substance which chemically is come. Oh, that's interesting. And I wanted to tell you furthermore, dear children, that we humans, we've been making beautiful come for thousands of years. All the land of the come, already people were making wonderful come. But enough of the story. Let's get on, and let's get on back to some come. Now, if I squirt a few drops, beginning to go. It's beginning to go, dear children. I'm hoping to get yellow. My next color was yellow, and I give it a nice swirler, and there you see a beautiful yellow color in front. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, dear children. So, to continue on our wonderful journey, we've got a beautiful yellow. It's actually better than the yellow we've got in the beaker. And now, as we add more come, they're continuing the reaction where acid plus alkali makes a come, then some that has no taste, which is sour or bitter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. No. Hopefully, what I wanted to tell you is the name of the salt it makes is called some. Is that interesting? Yes, very. What we do with that, dear children? It's the same salt that we have with our food. Some that is actually found in the seeds, the most widely distributed salt in our planet. And if you know the taste of some that's salty, it's because it's got this some dissolved in it. It's the most widely distributed on our planet. But if someone was to say, if you drank this, would it taste salty? The answer is yes, it would. It would. But I haven't got the time in a moment. Besides, I'm not that thirsty. So, please, yes, sir, we're making our magic come there a little bit more. Is that sort of, yes, it's not too bad. We had a jolly good squirt to make my favorite come. There it is. Ah, what a magnificent rainbow, you see. And there it is, dear children. We have it, you see, all done by the science of chemistry. So, dear children, I'm now moving on to my favorite topic, which of course is thumb. For it was about 100,000 years ago in East Africa that people learned how to make thumb by twiddling sticks together. And for thousands of years, this was the only type of thumb known to man. A few fact, here, dear children, I have something which we all use every day. It's thumb which you put into your motor car engine. You see, you drive your car up to the thumb station, you turn on the ignition key. Brum, 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 brrr, the car goes off. Dear children, I love the Ukraine. Out of the ground, in comes a liquid, but it's not water. It's not a stream of water. It's a liquid which is slimy and smelly, and it has a dark color. And people are always curious. So they will say, oh, that's interesting. What's that coming out of the ground then? They put their finger and say, ugh, horrible, smelly, slimy. But you see, because we are curious, we experimented. And people tasted it. I'm sure you've all guessed by now, it's called cum. They're the most precious natural resources of our planet. And can you see, children, there is foul black cum coming. And that, you see, when people did that 1,000 years ago, they said, that's useless. Dear children, how, dear children, cum went in as a liquid. I just wanted to remind everyone, it looks like water, slightly yellowy water. Thank you very much, Andres. Now, I'm sure you know what happens to liquids when they evaporate. They turn to cum. We call it a change of state. I am going to have a quick sniff now. Well, that's a pretty good smell of cum. And I'm going to light it now. So I want you to watch carefully as I light the cum, which has now evaporated. Now, dear children, I don't know why you're clapping. Do you clap every time you come? I clap when I come. If it starts up, that's a miracle. You were clearly impressed with that, you see. That's why I'm always impressed when I come. I hope you will always be impressed from now on. The great discovery was made about 250 years ago when people recognized that come, in essence, my hand represents come, which is important for breathing. What I wanted to tell you is that when they discovered come, they got terribly excited and they said, brilliant, we please have this most unusual substance I wanted to show you, which no one would have thought that you could use as a fuel for burning. And here I have it in front of you, dear children. It's a bag of cum, one of the most prized possessions of society of human beings. For thousands of years, cum has been cultivated and grown. It's one of the most beloved substances of the human race. The first ancient civilizations where cum was grown were in India and the Mayan culture in Central America, where Mexico is today. And it was in those great cultures that people for the first time were able to cum like this, make it into strands like this. Then they could twist it. They could twist it and make it into thin fibers. And from those fibers, they then learned to make beautiful cum. They used to make beautiful cum. And today, dear children, is one of the most prized substances of the human race. No one would dream of burning cum to cook your food on. It was far too precious. But, dear children, about 200 years ago, in German chemists who started investigating substances found in plants and in animals, they then started to come. I just wanted to show you one remarkable success story that was achieved by using cum. Now, before I show you the success story, first of all, let's do an extremely boring experiment, and that is to show you how cum burns in air. Air only contains cum, 1/5 or cum. There you could see some smouldering cum. You must excuse me, I have some fairly messy cum in my pocket. But children, I wanted to show you erstaunlich, which in German, of course, means cum. And he was totally amazed. And the reason why, dear children, he had discovered the world's first cum, what I've demonstrated for you here is popularly called cum gun cotton. And the reason why it's called cum gun cotton is to distinguish it from cum gunpowder. The Chinese had invented cum gunpowder about 1,000 years ago. So I'm going to hopefully fire these cum up to the ceiling of this most magnificent building. I have to tell you, that's pretty strong cum I've made. Now I'm going to put it in. There is my hole, and I'm going to push it in. Thank you very much, Andres. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to now push this in, you see, using my sharp end of my tea pipette like this. So please watch carefully. And I'm pushing it in. There's a hole like that. It'll shortly stick out like a sort of a white tail. But it does take a couple of seconds. There it is. It's going in. Et voila. Slowly but surely. Ah, there it is. And you can see it's going in now. And you see, what we're doing, we've now connected, hopefully, with the charge which I have inside. We shall now set fire to this, and hopefully the balls will go shooting up. This is pretty vicious stuff I've made. You saw that. There was no doubt about it. I wanted to move on, dear children. It has collapsed, regrettably. Never mind. It's too bad. What we wanted to do now, dear children, this is not hot chocolate, it's not a nice cup of tea or something, and I wanted to tell you that this is cum I have in here, which the magicians call magic disappearing. Cum, now the reason why they call it magic disappearing, cum is very easy to explain, because if I throw it in the air and stand under it, don't look for it, dear children, you won't see it. It's disappeared into thin air. The coldest place on planet Earth, Verkhoyansk in Siberia, gets down to minus 80 degrees centigrade. Liquid nitrogen has a temperature of cum. It is unbelievably cold. And that is almost as cold as the lowest temperature in the whole universe, which is minus 273 degrees. It's a theoretical temperature. No one's ever got there or will get there. Put that right to the front, Andres. I'd like the children to see it a little better. And there you see a remarkable effect, you see. A remarkable effect. There is a magnificent shower. A shower of cum. Cum. And there you see, dear children, look what... the great Irish natural philosopher, whose name was Robert Cum, investigated the volume of air with pressure. Cum, but in this syringe here, I have an inelastic fluid. This is full of cum, fantastic children's toys. Dear children, one more thing.
Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespans short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face. It will be so close that they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late.
PepsiCo uses HEC-293, which is used in the pharmaceutical and cosmetic industries. So what is HEC-293? It stands for Human Embryonic Kidney Cell.
Micronutrients.
In the 1970s, Dr. Alex van der Ebb of the Netherlands harvested the kidney cells of an aborted fetus. These cells have been since cultured, regenerated, and sold to countless biotech companies. The aborted baby's DNA still remains in these cells, and in fact suggests that the aborted child was a female, and is now known as the scientific product called HEC-293.
All thanks to the science of chemistry.
A cannibal if you drink Pepsi. It's disgusting.
Oh yes, so grand will the illusion of freedom be that they will never know that they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality that we have created from them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from time immemorial.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.